we should always work on achieving our goals, achieving our dreams. And I strongly believe it is the MSMEs which will take the future of India ahead. And there is one person who always work towards empowering the MSMEs. That he is the next guest of our podcast, The Future of Farming, Rakesh Agarwal of Laser Technologies. Hello, Rakesh ji.
Hello. Hello, Hari. How are you?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the Future of Farming podcast by Machine Maker from IMTEX 2026.
Yeah.
You are one of the vibrant face of metal forming in India.
Thank you.
So, how was your experience here?
It's really wonderful. Networking all the existing customers, all the peers, and also market leaders. And there is a lot of energy and lot of enthusiasm from everyone. And this is really, I think, I'm seeing a big change now. Yeah.
If I want to ask about the metal forming industry in India, you are one person. Like if I start talking from last IMTEX 2024, January 2024 to last 2 years, what are the major changes happened in Indian metal forming industry?
So we are getting a significant push from some sunrise sectors, upcoming sectors, be it infrastructure, be like Gati Shakti, Delhi Mumbai corridor. So there is a lot of push on the infrastructure development. Plus there is also a big push towards exports. China plus one policy that is recently that's also pushing the infrastructure and market very well. Apart from that, aerospace and defense as usual, a lot of budget is going in that segment as well. So yes, we are seeing big change, and people are also changing, from conventional technology to the modern high-tech technologies. So yeah, that change we are seeing now.
You as a company have wide range of customers, be it from a very small fabricator to the high-end manufacturers you are serving. Technology adoption, is it only happening with big companies or is it happening with the small scale industries also?
No, even small scale people, because they know that if they want to be big, if they want to be, scale up, then they need this new technology. So yes, there is a little bit of resistance because of finances or skilled manpower. Because of that, they are not able to adopt at that pace. But yes, there is a lot of interest now, and people want to go for this.
I think the skilled manpower was always a big challenge what Indian manufacturing faced, and I think you came out with Laser Gurukul.
Yeah.
How that is transforming the industry, skill and even your experience with Laser Gurukul.
So see, to adoption, for adoption of these technology, we need good people, skilled people who can operate these machines, who are well versed with the computer CNC programming, HMIs, PLCs, and they know what kind of G code, M codes are there, what kind of curve bits are there. So they have to be technically strong to use this machine properly. Otherwise, what happens? I have seen many people who have bought the machine, but then they are not able to run. So there are companies spending worth crores of rupees buying the new technology, but not having enough manpower or good manpower to start that machine. So there we have found that gap, and we are training ITIs, diploma people, Laser Gurukul to operate the machine, to maintain the machine. Even there is a training on software as well. Yeah, so that's very much needed, because be it any machine, the operator is the main thing. So like our R&D head Abhishek Pandey says that the welding changes when welder changes. So it comes from the mindset, it comes from that education. So that's very much needed.
And you also travel a lot. I see you in Germany, I see you in China, see you in many places of the world. What are the major differences Indian shop floor and the global shop floors you have witnessed?
Yeah, so that's an interesting topic. I always say, like, we want to get the best quality from the people, but the basic infrastructure in India is somewhat lacking. Like, we are not even able to provide them the clean toilets. How can we expect quality from them? So in foreign, if you go, it's very neat and clean, and then they also treat the material like it's gold. So they handle everything very beautifully, and that was lacking in India. If you go the shop floor, it's quite dirty. There's this mess around, lot of material here and there. But now we, I think, understood this. We are getting organized. I have seen factories in Coimbatore or Bangalore at the German standard. They treat material also, because raw material is really, that's the real cost of them. So they are treating everything, even the scrap, and coming this new ESG compliances and sustainability is also forcing them towards all these particular operations. So I'm really happy to see now that that change has come. So people are adopting that, and the efficiency is the only thing which can grow our manufacturing sector.
I completely agree with you, because I always see that Indian engineering is good, but our aesthetics fails.
Aesthetics fails.
But I
True.
think the aesthetics starts from what you told: having a clean factory, having good place to sit, and a good toilets.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we are actually unknowingly spending a lot of time in kiosks.
True. So our efficiency goes down. Even I was at a conference from Havels, so they beautifully explained that even the lumens of the light, the factory light, that also affects the efficiency of the operators. So that's beautiful, and we should learn that, that to get best utilization of the machine or the best utilization of the factory. If I can produce 300 tons from a factory, why should I settle for 200 tons with the same resources, with the same manpower?
You spoke about the sunrise sectors. You spoke about the development, what is happening in India in infrastructure development. What do you think, which will be the major emerging sectors which will help the metal forming industry?
So the high tech, automation, EVs, defense, aerospace, and infra, these are going to be the major factor. And like globally, if you see about the metal sheet metal forming market is about $92 billion market. India is contributing about 10% of that, about $8.26 billion, and we are growing with a good CAGR of around 7.7% now. And I trust by 2030 we will be almost 17 to 18 billion dollar market, and it's used. And these kind of government pushes like Make in India or Atmanirbhar Bharat, Gati Shakti, skill development, these all government schemes will also push this. So I'm very optimistic that the future is very, very bright, and we are going to grow, we are going to grow.
We also hear about the global capability centers. I think they need a lot of data centers, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is also a great opportunity for making enclosures. That's all.
Yeah, that's all sheet metal forming. So wherever the new development, bridges, decks, or railways, wherever or shopping malls, everywhere the sheet metal is needed, and that's where we are going to grow, because our domestic consumption itself is used. So we are not only totally dependent on the exports. So domestic market is growing, and with that, yeah, this sector will also grow.
Till IMTEX 2028 forming in January, what will be the future of forming for next 2 years for you and Laser Technologies?
Yeah, so as I said, like we are moving, from grease or oil-oriented machines to servo-based machines. So that one transformation is going. Apart from that, now apart from Industry 4.0, we have to integrate AI, so that we can utilize the machine beautifully, like how long it is used, what kind of efficiency it has, and the software development. So all this will be seen in the next IMTEX. Lot of automation with the help of robotics or humanoids also will come, and we are also working in that same line.
I wish you all the very best. It
Thank
was
you.
always nice, a lot of energy actually, able to
you.
take up, and
Yeah.
all the best.
Yes. Thank you so much.